Okay, so how you doing this morning, Pops?
I'm doing well. How are things in Silver Spring?
You know what? They're great, Dad. I am happy to have my own place again. Thank you, though, for treating me this summer. It was much appreciated.
I didn't treat you, I just let you live here and take over the place.
And you didn't charge me any rent, and I thank you for that, profusely.
Well, you didn't even offer, so it's okay.
Well, and considering the fact that I lost $2,500 selling my car to Carvana, I needed you to not charge me rent because I need all the money I can, man. I'm out of a job, you know what I mean? Like I need that nowadays.
Okay, I understand. So what happened when you sold your car to Carvana?
Yeah, I had an awesome experience, and I don't know, I think you probably saw it. I put on my personal Instagram, and we also had it on the Your Auto Advocate Instagram. We can fill in with like a clip now.
I feel like a moron. I forgot the good camera. All right, let's go drop off the car.
But it was truly an awesome and quick and easy. I mean, I don't want to sell Carvana too much, but it was super easy. It was super easy. So I opted to drive my car to one of their locations instead of having them come pick it up from me because, as you can attest to this, Dad, it was seeming like I was never actually going to sell my car to Carvana.
I still don't believe it, but that's okay.
I mailed the tags back to the MBA yesterday, so you better believe it.
Okay.
But I had been like postponing actually selling the car to Carvana, and ultimately ended up scheduling an appointment to drive it there. And when I got there, they were actually pretty busy. It was a Friday evening at like 6:30, 7 p.m. when they were about to close. And they had people buying cars then. They had other people selling cars, which I was impressed with, surprised by.
All right, so that's a wrap. They're coming. They've got the Uber ordered. Just sold a car to Carvana. Again, super seamless, super easy. I'm watching these guys right in front of me buy their first car, or their car from Carvana. Tahisha, my girl, who helped me, is walking towards me. I told her I was crazy and was talking into my phone, and now she gets proof of that. Bye.
And yeah, Dad, I mean, you just show up, and within 30 minutes, I was leaving. They called an Uber or a Lyft for me, and they were giving me a ride, a paid for ride, back here to the apartment. So it was a breeze.
Wow. And they didn't try and change the amount that they had offered you online?
No, and that was the surprising thing. Okay, so I don't necessarily feel great about, how I sold the car to Carvana, but here's how it all plays out, and here's kind of what I mean. You fill out an online form. Like you can go to Carvana.com right now and you can pretend like you're going to sell them a car. You just need to put in a VIN or a license plate. And I recommend if you're thinking about doing it, do it. And it'll ask you in the online form, it'll say, what's the condition of the vehicle? Good, fair, bad, exterior condition, interior condition. Is it in driving condition, et cetera, et cetera. Now, one of the things that happened with my Volvo, my old Volvo, the S90, was in the time that I guess middle of August to beginning of September when I finally sold it to them, the 75,000 mile maintenance message came on in the dash. Now, if you know anything about Volvos, the 75,000 mile maintenance is a major maintenance, which I don't know what that would have cost, but I'm imagining, what do you think, that $1,000, $1,500?
Yeah, $1,000 to $1,500, I would think.
Exactly. So that message came on. I never told them. They never asked me. When I took the car to Carvana, no one mentioned that. And I still got the same offer price. To me, that I didn't feel great about it, right? But that's what it was. The other thing, Dad, was the dash, right? Like you saw what was happening to the dash.
It was separating. The leather on top of the dash was separating from the dash itself.
Yeah, which again I can't imagine is like a quick and easy reconditioning thing to do. Like there's definitely an expense there.
All right, job is done. Carvana, car's sold. I'm gonna miss this thing, but I mean, that literally took 15 minutes, if that. They did not really acknowledge the fact that there's some issues going on with the Volvo. For example, let me show you around really quick. So unfortunately, I had the dash start to have issues. I think it was just in the sun too much. So if you watch the video where my dad appraised my car, you can see like my totally scuffed up rims and all that stuff. But yeah, the dash started giving me some issues, but you know, the offer was still the offer. I am now no longer the owner of this vehicle, just waiting for them to take my tags off. I guess I've got some interesting little connectors here, so they had to go get a special device for that. But seriously, I was in and out in maybe 15 minutes, if that.
Oh, there's no quick and easy way to do it unless you take the dash out of the car itself in order to re-glue the leather down.
Exactly. So the dash started to separate. The leather from the dash started to separate.
Yeah.
No mention, no issue of that. I mean, it didn't when I initially filled out the form, but then when literally what happened is you park, someone comes out, they call them advocates, which I got a kick out of, the staff, the retail staff.
Yeah.
Maybe we got a future at Carvana if everything goes to
well, if doesn't work out, yeah, we can become Carvana advocates, but I'd rather be your auto advocate.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Dad.
Yeah.
But you get there, someone comes out, I had the appointment set, whatever. They have an iPad or some sort of tablet. I imagine it was an iPad. They walk around the car, they take photos, they take a few interior photos, and that's it. And then you go into an office and they ask you to sign, the buyer's agreement. And it's just mind-boggling to me, especially because, I had that old CarMax offer from back in June. I've literally got it right in front of me, actually. It was $17,000.
Wow.
And I had less miles, 15,000 less miles on the car back then.
No, not 15,000.
1,500.
1,500, yeah.
And I sold the car to Carvana, right? And it was for
$2,800 more.
I'm a happy camper.
Nice. Yeah, it's nice to know that your car actually appreciated in value during the shortage of used car inventory in America today.
It does speak volumes to our weekly updates, though, right? I mean, that is a picture-perfect example of $2,800 in appreciation over, 2.5 months? And the car was in worse condition, needed a major maintenance, and had more miles on it.
Not bad. So what that indicates to me is that if dealerships are willing to pay too much for their much needed inventory, that means that the customers who then buy that inventory are definitely going to be paying too much. There was a voicemail you sent me yesterday from your auto advocate, and it was a young man that I used to help train when I was at BMW of Rockville. And he let me know he left there in June to go run his uncle's used car lot. And they hadn't bought any cars in the last 2 months because the prices of the cars was just too high. He did buy a car last week, and he realized after he bought it that he paid retail for it, and he's now asking $5,000 over MMR retail in order to try and sell it. He says, I don't know how I'm ever going to sell it. I said, I do. You're going to sell it for much less and hope you make money in the back end. He goes, yeah, I guess you're right. He said, we haven't been able to buy inventory because it's just too expensive. And it is.
And that's where I think things get a little interesting, Dad, with my old Volvo, is we can track it, right? I mean, we had on the Auto Insider podcast Nicholas Henriksen, who was in charge of the Sell to Carvana program back when he was there. He left, founded his own new company. And I mean, his supposition, his hunch was they were going to sell my car retail once they bought it. Like they are not paying that premium to then go sell it wholesale, right? Like and the reason I sold to Carvana is because they offered the most of anyone. And also, I should have mentioned this earlier, you are able to drive the car up to another 1,000 miles beyond the offer they originally give you. So don't re-enter your info online, but know that you have a 1,000-mile window, which is awesome, because I took the car on a couple more trips, which was really, I needed to at that time.
Also, I should mention, maybe we'll see the vending machine actually work. I should mention, originally I was scheduled to have them come pick up the car from my dad's place, and that was like 2 weeks ago. I got the offer like 2 weeks ago. They said so long as I don't put 1,000 miles over, there's a Carvana car. So long as I don't put 1,000 miles over the picture I took of the odometer, they would still accept it for the price that they gave me. So I've been driving this thing. I put like 500 more miles on it back and forth from my dad's place to my sister's place, and also extended. I mean, like, seriously, I think I got the offer 2 weeks ago now. And if you've been watching all of our different, like market update reports, I mean, we hit peak used car prices, and now they're coming back in the other direction. So I kind of got the offer at the peak time, and then I got to drive it for another 2 weeks, which was super helpful. I needed to move some things from different places, and now I get to say goodbye.
But anyway, long story short is we can track my VIN. I mean, I'm super interested to see what they list the car for on Carvana.com, and then if it doesn't sell or if they drop the price. Like if you're interested in that, which I think you and me are, Dad, but if you're interested in your watch list, put a comment down below. Let us know, because we can see what they end up doing and if they make money or not, on the front end, selling the actual vehicle.
One of the things that our viewers are most interested in is, well, once you get to replace the vehicle, and I'm looking over your left shoulder, and there's Zach's newest means of transportation. Who, living in the Northeast, okay, wouldn't say, "Hey, we're heading into winter, I'm going to ride a bicycle"?
Yeah, definitely not you, but me, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see how long that lasts. But it should last
definitely.
a while. Yeah,
Definitely,
you don't really need a car.
No, and also I wouldn't buy a car right now. I mean, there's just no. I mean, I would rather Uber, Lyft, Zipcar, something like that, because we've talked about it, and we'll have another used car market update coming this week. Prices are still ridiculous. So if you're selling a car, sell the car. Prices have already come down a little bit, but sell the car. If you're buying, wait if you can. It's the same story.
If you're trading a car, you can get top dollar for your trade right now, which might offset the extra money you have to spend to buy either that new or used car that you're looking at. But if you have nothing to trade in and you're just looking to buy, now is not the time. We've been saying it. We will continue to say it until it is the time. But if you got something to sell, there's never been a better time, and I would highly recommend you do it.
So net, long story short, I'd say selling a car to Carvana, scale of 1 to 10, 9.5. I mean, I would recommend it to a friend. I would recommend it to anyone that's watching this. You get the top dollar out of, the big three, the CarMax, Carvana, Vroom. If you consider Vroom part of that big three, you get top dollar. They don't really inspect the car. I cannot believe I'm saying that, but they don't really inspect the car.
Yeah, they don't do their due diligence, yes.
I think they're just so hungry for inventory, and they have, they're publicly traded. They're worth $30 billion. Like, they're going to buy every car. They don't care. So they don't really inspect your car. And then you get a free ride home. I mean, it's like...
and it was super easy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you had a good experience selling your car. I'm glad that you're out from under the monthly car payment and the insurance payment, and I can't wait to let Geico know that we no longer have that car, and that, well, you can stop paying me $160 a month for your automobile insurance.
Which I generally forgot to do anyway, so I am very happy about it as well.
Well, good. I'm glad you're happy. Hey, it was fun chatting with you. It's really good to see you again.
Yeah, you look good in the black
back?
shirt. I don't know.
Well,
Let's not worry about that.
I love you,
right,
handsome.
Pops.
I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, I love you too. Catch you soon.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Oh, also, I look like a complete weirdo talking into my camera, and all the Carvana people are very concerned. Yeah.